To all of our Serbian fans, zdrave, and right now we would like to say dobro došli. Welcome here to Sala Pionir. We're live in the Alexander Nikolic Hall. It's Serbia versus Georgia to finish off the 2025 FIBA EuroBasket qualifiers. Well, Jovic is going to probably be the most experienced player in this team. Just did play for Sasha Djordjevic for the national team. And that's an early penetration and a foul's been drawn and an early and one coming from Serbia. Well, the foul's going to be against Duda Sanadze. That time just getting caught asleep on the defense. That's a nice take to the basket. As the senior Julovic now getting his first 2 points and the first field goal for Serbia. Well, currently playing for OKK Beograd. Another young player stands at 198 centimeters, and you have to remember, only 19 years of age. Well, we've had quite a few young prospects across the world here in the FIBA Continental Qualifiers. From Asia to the Americas to the Africas, and now here in Europe. Well, that's been the excellent thing about the Continental Qualifiers as the Basketball World Cup qualifiers, the amount of players that can get into the system via the federations. But now Georgia looking for their first three. This one's up, no good. An offensive rebound has been secured. Well, one thing Borjanati's got to do, he's got to take this one at Koprivica. Foul's going to be called, and he gets the air one. Well, big man just going to work inside the paints. That's one thing Georgia may have been worried tonight. They can see Giorgi Korsantia getting that play. Because they may have felt that this game, they probably would have had the size advantage against Serbia. But anytime they can get that back to the basket play, no doubt with a coach like Sasha Djordjevic, he's probably told them, listen, you got to come here, you got to be aggressive. You can't show any fear against Serbia. Korsantia getting the three-point play. Serbia trying to get into an early half-court set. Jovanovic, heavily defended at the moment by Djintsaradze. Well, Georgia defending very well, recovering after the ball screens. As now Jovic penetrates, goes in, can't finish this one. Serbia trying to crash the offensive rebounds, and that's going to go to Georgia. There was the layup by Jovic, and watch Koprivica just trying to battle in there, but the Georgians do a magnificent job of just clamping down on the lane. 1 point lead currently here to Georgia. Now Sanadze, 16 points he had against Denmark was just enough to get them that victory. Sanadze dishes off. Borjanati's failing to get an at one. It's another trip to the free throw line for Coach Djicic's players. Well, double B went down the middle. Of course, no Yorgi Shermadini tonight here for Georgia. He's been having a magnificent career. Playing, of course, for La Laguna Tenerife. Well, Beka Borjanati's also does play in Spain. As I mentioned, he's a 3 stretch 4. Sometimes does have to step out or step in and play the 5 here for another ACB player originally from Tbilisi, Georgia. Well, he has spent the bulk of his career playing in Spain. 2 seasons ago playing for Emilia Reggiana. Serbia trying to respond. Now pulling up inside the paint. Front iron can't get it. Georgia comes up with a loose ball. It's a nice transition. Again, another foul. So a third consecutive trip to the free throw line for the Georgians. The foul's going to be called against Besselats. Well, there's a nice take by Djintsaradze. Interesting. Not a block or a charge called in the case of when Jovic tried to draw the charge, but Johnson now back in the charity stripe. Well, it did indeed look like it was going to be a rough ride here in these 3 windows for Georgia. The opening window, there's 2 very devastating defeats. One of those coming against Serbia, but the other one was against Denmark. Borjanati's showing a little bit of inconsistency from the free throw line. Still early stages. Serbia trying to build something. Julovic down the middle, goes in, gets rejected. The follow-up no good. Now Georgia looking to push this one. Well, there's the interception. Jovic comes up with it. He's got Julovic with him. Julovic bobs, goes in, and another missed attempt. Well, Serbia just not converting at the moment. Well, Sanadze probably should have taken that one himself. Jovanovic, the foul's going to be committed. Well, that's on Giorgi Korsantia, just trying to slow down Serbia's transition, fouling Jovanovic on that play. Well, there's the rejection. Not in my house, said Giorgi Korsantia. Also Kaprovica trying to get a handoff, finds Jovic. Well, Jovic goes down to Kaprovica, had a good game against Finland, and that's what they need to do. Find the big man and get him the looks inside the paints. Almost 3 minutes played here in the first quarter. Georgia hanging on to a 1-point lead. Patiently trying to break down the Serbian defense. Now they get in the paint and another foul. So Georgia, in just over 3 minutes now, will go back to the free throw line here for the fourth time. And you like the game plan from Coach Jikic. Oh, what a dime. Well, change going in for the Georgians. Sandro Sanadze will sub in. So checking out the game will be due to Sanadze. So back at the free throw line, Giorgi Korsantia, who did get an and-one on the first play of the game for the Georgians. Well, interesting. Hasn't actually played yet here in the qualifiers. Played 1 minute against Denmark. Of course, the only stat line he had is he got one foul against Denmark. So he's getting a good run here from Coach Jikic. Well, this game just taking a bit of time to heat up. Both teams settling in. Final one for them here in the qualifiers. But both know they're headed to the 2025 EuroBasket. Georgia made history when they qualified for the 2023 FIBA Basketball Cup. That epic final matchup in the qualifiers against Iceland. Even though they lost that game, they lost it by a margin that did see them qualify. Jovic. Now one screen, goes in left hand, tough move by Stefan Jovic. Well, the veteran stepping up now here for his national team. Well, he's such a big point guard. At times it makes him very tough to defend. Oh, Georgia just turned this one over. And now Serbia look to take the lead. Oh, very careless, sloppy pass. Both teams showing a little vulnerability. Nice transitions now, Borjanadze. And that's what Coach Jikic wants. He wants Georgia to convert turnovers into fast break points. 5 points already for Beka Borjanadze. Jovic being heavily defended. Now denies the screen. Kaprovica finds Julovic. He'll fire a three. That's not going to go. It's not a bad offense so by Serbia. Well, Georgia's not going to rush anything once they get into the half court. They'll try to push quickly. Well, spinning around, goes for a fadeaway. And a push in the back is going to be called. And that's going to be a foul against Georgia. And that's a final team foul to give with 5:24 to go. Well, that time Jersey just lost control, but you can clearly see Giorgi Korsantia. Just a slight nudge in the back. Well, subbing into the game for the Serbians, Uroš Plavšić. He's now making his debut here in the 2025 FIBA EuroBasket qualifiers. Well, Plavšić at the moment playing in Turkey in Istanbul. Also coming in now for is Ilya Londaridze. So both teams, you can see, rotating as much as possible. Well, it's another careless turnover. Andrei Kashvili throws it down. Well, this man just went coast to coast. Rati said Matt Loba. Well, giving Georgia a 2-possession lead at the moment. Well, catch Jovanovic fire the three. Pick and pop, good execution, can't finish. Serbia unable to keep this one alive. Georgia trying to build on their lead at the moment. Johnny Kashvili now playing point guard. Well, almost loses this one, but now they're under 10 on the shot clock. Trying to find an opening. Oh, nice time, goes baseline, and Borjanadze with 7 early points here in the first quarter as he gives Georgia a 6-point lead. What a dime by Rati and Johnny Kashvili. Well, foul's going to be called in the paint. Well, Coach Pesic won't want to lose tonight. You got to remember, some of these players, they'll be fighting to try and get a spot on that roster this summer. We're talking about a team who go back to the 2017 EuroBasket final, losing narrowly to Luka Doncic and Slovenia. But could their fortunes change as young 19-year-old Julovic will go to the bench? So Alexa Abramovic subbing into the game now for Serbia. Well, 26 years of age, born in Čačak in Serbia, standing at 216 centimeters. Uroš Plavšić just did play NCAA basketball for both Arizona State and Tennessee. And also, go back to last season, played for one infamous team here in Belgrade, KK Megabasket. If you know anything about international hoops, a team that is known infamously for developing some of the best Serbian players, and I'll give you one name, Jokic, and Jovic for that matter. Just over 4 minutes here in the first quarter. Georgia still lead by 6. Well, it's going to be a turnover now. Here we go. Here we go. Abramovic. Well, under pressure. He's going to go to the free throw line. Well, he knew the foul was coming at some points. That's quite a hard foul as well. It's a good foul, actually. He's got the ball. So great job by Jersey, because it could have easily have been reviewed for an unsportsmanlike. Well, you can see the home crowd really love Alexa Abramovic. If you speak with some of the pundits of Serbian basketball, many would argue that he was their best player in Manila at the 2023 FIBA Basketball World Cup. 21 points against Finland, shooting 5 out of 7 from the three-point line. I mean, he's been magnificent. Second free throw good. Oh, this arena, one of the most historic basketball arenas in Europe. Sala Pionir, the Alexander Nikolic Hall. Listen, these fans, they take so much pride in, their national team. Nice take down the middle, but can't convert. Georgia want to keep on holding on to this lead. Serbia trying to chip in. It's now Abramovic. Top space goes all the way off the screen. No help side defense is going to stop Alexa Abramovic, and Johnny Kashvili. Well, it's becoming a battle of the gods at the moment. And I think Coach Pesic wants to talk it over with his players as they trail at the moment. 4 points already for Rati and Johnny Kashvili. Well, we're going to go down to the Serbia bench. And again, look at here. Well, that's not good pick and roll defense. Georgia's got to improve that one. Well, let's go listen now to Coach Pesic.
Ne držite loptu u ulazu u akciju. Iznesi brzo loptu. Bolji tajming on the screen. Alo, bolji tajming. Nemamo dobar ulaz u akciju. Da vodimo tome račun. Ajmo da odigramo press offense, da im damo koš. Znači, više ovdje. Odmah side za njega. Four side.
I think Coach Pesic, part of that timeout is probably going to be about, if we turn it over, we've got to make sure we get back on defense. Georgia at the moment making very good work of converting Serbian turnovers into transition buckets. Serbia only trailed by 4 with over 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Well, they want to go down in the paints, trying to go for the post-up. Spinning around way off the mark as now Sanadze gets a rebound, and Georgia can slow this one down. Well, Papadze, excuse me, now into the game for the Georgians. Andrew Nikashvili. Sanadze's got to make something happen. Well, it's going to be a 24-second violation. Well, somebody had to step up for Georgia and take the shot because Sanadze went ball screen. Try to find Londorizzi, but Londorizzi's got to be able to take that one on. Well, Serbia now. Dusan Veselac getting a handoff with Avramovic. Avramovic made 5 against Finland. Look at this one. Rebound secure by Papadze here for Georgia. As now they look to further hold on to this 4-point lead and try to extend. But a legal screen's got to be called against Ilya Londorizzi. Well, not too much of a reaction there from Coach Djikic. Londorizzi, slow motion. Yeah, that's a good call. That's a very good call. Well, Londorizzi's going to go to the bench. He'll take a breather. And also, Julovic checking back in at the moment here for Serbia. Well, now they go for a 3 in the corner. And again, nothing dropping. The rebound's been secured. Georgia trying to run in transition. Makes the pass, but again, good recovery defense. Well, Plavšić just did enough there to prevent Georgia getting a fast break bucket, but it's going to be a turnover. But that's a good idea from Korsantia. Andrew Nikashvili just wasn't ready for that one. And that was wide open as well. I'll say it slowed down, but it was a good look. Avramovic crosses over, forgets to take the basketball with him. Andrew Nikashvili trying to push this. The team's going on a bit of a barren spell here in the last few moments. Somebody's got to build some identity here in their play. Again, time winding down for Georgia. Serbia commit a double team. We'll go for a 3-pointer. Another team getting things going from downtown. Well, almost lost his balance. It's becoming a struggle now for the Serbians. You can kind of feel this from the home crowd as Mario Nakic, I think he was quite ready to take that one as he did, as I mentioned, slip over and lose that balance. But now, Andrew Nikashvili. Well, they're going to go pick and pop. There's the pump fake. And another tumble. Sanadze penetrates, pulls up, mid-range, gets the roll, and that potentially could be a 2-for-1 for Georgia, as that gives them a 6-point lead. Well, smart play by Aleksej Avramovic, because he allowed that one to roll, which did diminish the time between both shot and game clock. Avramovic coming off one screen, finds Julovic. One more pass in the corner, time winding down, baseline. Oh, baby! Are you kidding me? And there's the deep 3-pointer, but all of a sudden, Serbia ending the first quarter on a baseline jam coming from Super Mario Nakic. And still, the Tsala Pioneer, the Alexander Nikolic Hall, still waiting for that Serbian dominance to come, but you've got to credit Georgia. They've been very organized here in the first quarter, and they've showed no fear whatsoever to the team undefeated in Group G. While both teams have attempted three-pointers today using that QR code. Well, we ended the first quarter with a Super Mario Nakic baseline dunk. And Georgia now will get the first possession. Still holding on to a slender lead against Serbia. Well, Georgia caught the double team. Korsantia is able to save this one. Well, didn't take his last three. Now he goes for this one. Still three-pointless. Slavčić getting fouled, trying to make a cross-court pass to Abramovich. Well, it's going to be called against Giorgi Korsantia. Oh, that's a tough one. Let's have a look from this angle. There's the reach. Well, there's another reach. Well, that could have been called against Sanadze as well, but decided to go in the end with Giorgi Korsantia. Well, it's going to be another Serbia turnover. Can Georgia capitalize? Well, we just unable to finish. And they had the 3-on-1 in the end. He went for the free throw line jump shot. That's good transition defense, though. You got both Julovic getting back in time, making that tough, along with Mario Nakic. So Serbia making every effort to get back on defense. Abramovich now having to work here. Kicks out, finds Julovic. Well, Julovic going down the middle. And Georgia's unable to secure the rebound. As Korsantia just fumbling that one out of bounds. We like this from the young 19-year-old. But he's got to learn how to read the defense. Trying to make that a better and much higher percentage look. Well, quick three come from Serbia, and both teams now 0 for 4. And that goes out of bounds, and Georgia will retain possession, leading by 4 points. Well, that was a three-pointer. That time taken by Borisa Simanic. Well, Korsantia now trying to put some pressure. Sanadze for a three in the corner. And finally, a three-pointer has been made. And it's been made by Duda Sanadze. Well, 16 points, 16 crucial points against Denmark. And that's his first field goal of the game. As Korsantia getting called for the foul. He's going to struggle to keep up with the speed and agility of Alexa Abramovich. Here's the ball reversal at Duda in the corner. Well, Abramovich just losing his balance, trying to get into a shot. Serbia again relentlessly going to ball screens. There's now Borisa Simanic. Well, Julovic has to put up a prayer. And again, Serbia just can't buy anything from the three-point line. 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. Biggest lead of the game now for Georgia as they lead by 7. And a foul is going to be called off the ball. Well, you got to credit Georgia coming here, not having Tonika Shengelia or Georgi Sherbedina. They played great so far. And it's a question now for these Serbian players. Yes, they've been thrown into the lineup, some of them, but it's a great chance for these young players. And as I mentioned, that's the beauty of these FIBA international qualifying windows. Sanadze goes in now. Will that count? Borisa Simanic blocked the shot, but had it touched the backboard. Great job by Sanadze killing the screen. And that should count. That touched the backboard before he blocked it. So this is going to be... Well, have they counted it or not? I don't know. I think not. I think he's going to have 2 free throws. So Sanadze makes the first free throw. Well, he's coming to his own here in the qualifications. Best game he had indeed was that win against Denmark. 16 points. He only played in 2 other games, both of them against Finland. Because he hasn't missed a free throw yet here in the qualifiers. Nine-point lead to Georgia. Serbia trying to rally, finding some inspiration, and they almost turned it over, but a foul is going to be called. Well, that foul's going to be against Giorgi Korsantia. It's one thing Georgia don't want to do. Don't want to give too many fouls away early. They definitely don't want to put Serbia into the penalty. Simanic finding a handoff. Nakic penetrates. Well, again, Super Mario Nakic dissects the defense down. Second field goal tonight for Mario Nakic. Well, Sanadze's made 1 3, and he makes another one. Well, he's feeling the confidence early on. Due to Sanadze at the moment cooking with 8 points. Well, Mario Nakic tries to penetrate, can't finish. Georgia lead by 10. And every possession, growing in confidence here against Serbia's defense. Well, good edge defense on the bull screen. Sanadze's made 2 threes. He's unable to hit that one. And an offensive rebound by Korsantia, but he can't put the putback. Well, it's quite a hard foul there by Alexander Pafadze. Korsantia's got to finish. Pafadze just went in. He's only tried to reach, but that's quite a hard reach, I'd say. He's waving his finger at the home crowd, his index finger, to say, no, 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 I went for the ball. That was a good take. Well, Korsantia's going to go to the bench. But I think Djikic is asking him, how'd you miss that one? You got to finish, big man. As Beka Borjanadze and Rati Andronikashvili come back in the game for Georgia. Mario Nakic playing point guard. Simanic trying to find Jovic. Well, Nakic now penetrating. Nowhere to go here. Simanic pump fakes, but it's going to be another Serbia turnover. It's becoming a calamity at the moment for the Serbians, but not too much to spare from Coach Pesic. That is indeed their 5th turnover of the game. Well, granted, Georgia does have 7, but Serbia's still taking time to get into this one. Jovic trying to make life tough for Andronikashvili. He's now Borjanadze. Finds Duda. Mid-range up, no good. Nakic with a rebound. Now Serbia have numbers. Mario finds Julovic, and he's unable to finish. You kind of feel that's how this game is going at the moment for Serbia. Young Asim Julovic has got to be able to convert this one. I mean, that's practically gift wrap for him. Well, you can hear the cheers he's getting from the crowd at the moment. Of course, another young prospect who came from the same academy or the same club as Nikola Jokic, and that being KK Megabaskets, also based here in Belgrade. Go back to the first season of the FIBA Basketball Champions League. Megabaskets were there. It's a very well-respected club within the ranks of Serbian basketball, that's for sure. 9-point lead here to Georgia. Djikic. Well, you can see Djikic saying to Andronikashvili, shoot the ball. Giving up a wide open 3-pointer. Now here comes Serbia. Transition. Oh my goodness. Well, Uroš Plavšić running the transition like a gazelle. Nice dime coming from Stefan Jovic. And that's what Serbia needs. Maybe a few more transition buckets. Now Andronikashvili finds Borjanadze. There's another foul. It's Serbia at the moment, only 5 fast break points. It looks like Uroš Plavšić calling for a substitution. Well, you know, two things when the crowd start clapping here at the Sala Pionir. It's either Abramovich is coming back in or Jon Julovic. Well, a timeout is going to be called. This one will be by Georgia as Alexander Djikic wants to talk it over with his players. Well, we'll go down to the Georgia bench to hear what he has to say very soon. 4:58 to go here in the second quarter.
No stretching, pick it all on the side. No stretching, we die. Jebote, bol. Every time when Duda is setting this, using the screen, his man is here. Open up, Burcho. You set the screen. Your man is leaving you. Open up. 1, 2, 3, fire! Keep the ball in the middle, not on the sides. Hey, Bray! Score in the paint! Score in the paint!
Ice on the Riley. We don't ice on the Riley.
We don't ice!
Well, there's been the three-point shooting coming from Duda Sanadze, and what a take there by Mario Nakic. Serbia still looking for their first three-point field goal. And only 5 fast break points, but Uroš Plavšić finishing with the one-handed hammer. Sideline possession coming up for the Sakaverto. Leading by 7 points here against Serbia. And Johnny Kashvili finds Borjanadze, pump fakes. Borati's got to shoot that one. Finds Djikic. That's a good offense by Georgia. Maybe Rati and Johnny Kashvili should have taken that one. It's now Jovic. Trying to get things going in the offense for Serbia, but it's going to be a turnover. Trivanovic wanted to go back to, no, I think he was getting ready to crash the offensive boards because he probably assumed Abramovich is going to take the three. Well, Pesic, I think he's going to have to talk to his players. Is going to be turnovers. That indeed is number 6 here in the first half. Borati going all the way, can't finish. And the tip in, no good by Djikic. Well, now Abramovich, he'll fire the three, it's up. Still can't finish. And Serbia just can't get an offensive board. Djikic bumps, goes in, and that's going to be an offensive foul. Great defense by Stefan Jovic. Well, he had Borjanadze to his left. And I think Coach Djikic is getting ready to make a sub. Well, he's got to give that one up, that's for sure. That's excellent defense by Serbia's veteran point guard. Change coming now in here for as Giorgi Korsantia back into the game for Georgia. Almost 4 minutes to go in the first half. Georgia's been excellent. They've led so far all the way against Serbia. Trivanovic trying to work a ball screen with Koprivica. Goes in. Fangirl time. What a move. Uroš Trivanovic had some big moments in that win against Finland. That time just taking matters into his own hands. Rati getting a hand up. Now going to another pick and roll with Borjanadze, but turns it over. Jovic got it. Fakes it. Nowhere to go. He's got to get out the key soon. Potentially a 2-possession ball game. Abramovich penetrates, goes all the way. Simply undeniable. Well, you know he wants to go left. He can't go right. But you've got to make him go right. And at that point, you can only hope to contain. Well, Borjanadze this time takes the three. And only Duda Sanadze is the only player to make a 3-point field goal. And that's going to be an offensive foul. Great defense by Beka Borjanadze as he gives Stefan Jovic a taste of his own medicine. Well, that's just experience playing. It's very close to being within the restricted area, but I think he got that one perfectly. Well, Serbia just haven't been clinical enough so far here in the first half. 7 turnovers have cost them dearly. High pick and roll coming from the Georgians. Borjanadze finds a wide open Sanadze. Pump fakes. Pulls up within 15, and again, he nails that one. 10 points tonight for Duda Sanadze. Because now he gives Georgia that 5-point cushion they need. And that's his first field goal from within inside the 3-point line. Now Jovic wants to work again with Koprivnica. Koprivnica almost got an ab-1 on the tip-in. Becca Borjanadze knows that's going to be an uphill battle tonight, trying to keep the big man Koprivnica off the offensive rebounds. So far, only 2 points tonight for Koprivnica. Currently playing his basketball here in Belgrade for one of the most infamous clubs in world basketball. Goes to play his university basketball at Florida State, drafted by the Charlotte Hornets in 2021 in the second round with the 57th pick in the NBA draft. But hasn't yet quite made it to the NBA to play for the Hornets. You have to remember, still 24 years of age. Second free throw good. Well, a timeout's going to be called. Serbia down by 3. Georgia, they've been very good so far and looking for a historic win against Serbia tonight. Well, we'll go down to the bench to hear what Coach Giorgi has to say to his players. 2:16 to go here in the second quarter.
What part of attack Simanic when he has the ball, you don't understand? Hey, guys, you know they're coming on the pop. Don't wait for me to run to yell pop, pop. There is no every time. Sandro, come out. Hand off. Rim, you. Okay? You understand me? Pick. Pop. Nothing there. Full sprint. Do that. You see this guy, you don't move here. Come. Yes.
Well, there's a take from Alexa Abramovich. Interesting words there from Coach Giorgi. I think the word he was just having there, I believe it was indeed with Pefadze. And I think he said, listen, if you have the ball and you're being guarded by Borisha Simanic, go at him. And that's an interesting one. I have to do some research into why he fancies that matchup. But the stats quite well here in favor of Georgia. 10 points in the paint, 7 points from turnover, 6 fast break points. I mean, they only have a 3-point lead, but they've been very meticulous, very organized at the moment. Apart from the tournament, Jovic goes in, cutting it down to a 1-point deficit, and Serbia getting closer. Well, 4 points tonight from Stefan Jovic. Without Giorgi or Rati Adjonikashvili, they're going to have to rely on Sanadze to be a stable point guard here at the moment. Is now Duda Sanadze. 10 points, steps through, goes, makes it 12. Well, he's leading by example at the moment here for the Saccaverto. Of course, the Saccaverto, the meaning of Georgia in their local language. A very proud nation. And they'll take a lot of pride knowing they go into the 2025 FIBA EuroBasket. Oh, what a time. Simanic goes in. No, it's on the ground, but it's still going to be free throws. It just means it's not going to be an M1. We got to love everything that Borisha Simanic gives his team. Fadze leaving the game, taking a breather. Simanic currently playing in Bosnia and Herzegovina with Igor Kea. And you know, it's just fantastic to see him return to basketball, because if you go back to September 2023, announced his retirement after sustaining quite a serious injury where he did have to have a kidney removed. But it's great to see him back, and the fans, they love him. He is a local national hero. He's from the beautiful town of Ljubovija here in Serbia, 26 years of age. Georgia still lead by 2 points. We're under a minute to go, and an offensive foul's gonna be called. I don't know if this is on Borjanadze, or indeed if they called this one on, I don't know, if they called it on Londaridze. Well, you can see Sasha Chick is telling his players, don't deny now. We're all both in the penalty. Don't want to pick up any unnecessary fouls. It's now Beslat's getting a handoff with Jovic. Nice screen by Kovačević. There's a three in the corner, and still Serbia just can't buy a three at the moment. Because now indeed they are 0 for 6. "17 seconds difference between game and shot clock." Georgia looking to make a 2-possession ball game. Borjanadze being heavily defended. Now going for a post-up. All the way, twist and turn. The foul has been called, and it's on Dusan Beslat. So there were 2.6 seconds left. Nobody came over for a double team, as Beslat's just lost his balance there, and that's a great post-up by Borjanadze. Well, Coach Pesic wants to call timeout because 2 free throws will be coming up for Georgia, so Serbia may well have the last shot of the game. So go down to hear what he has to say.
Da se iznese, ako možemo, gledajte se, imamo 20 sekundi. 20 sekundi. Mi ćemo da igramo, da se iznese lopta, ako možemo da im damo koš. Ti si na trojci i na dvojci. Ti si ovde, ti si ovde. Ti si ovde. Da vidimo da li možemo tu da napravimo preko njega. Ako to ne prođe, svi se... Ako to ne prođe, ti si ovde. Ti si ovde. 2. Njemu blok. Ovo. Ti ovde. 3. 4. Ovako. Na dvojka ovde napravi i da idemo ovde. 5. Ovde. Ti ovde. Ti se bliže skoro. Znači, da se raširi i njemu blok. Viker ovde se stiže.
Well, I think at one point you're going to see a high pick and roll coming when Serbia get the ball back with Stefan Jovic. Question is, who do you go with? Maybe Kovačević will be the man that comes up. And so far, Georgia with the chance to extend this to a 2-possession lead as Borjanadze, is at the free throw line. Well, he's only missed one tonight. He has 7 points. And you know he's an absolute perfectionist. Second one's good for Borjanadze. 4-point lead to Georgia. 19.8 left here in the first half. A bit of full-court pressure coming from the Georgians. Well, here's where they're going to run the clock down, but it looks like Georgia going into his own defense. Jovanovic penetrates, finds Jovic. Jovic step back, goes in. Well, again, no troikas here in the first half for Serbia. And I think that was a very intelligent play defensively by Coach Djikic. I think he knew Serbia wanted to go to a final high pick and roll, so he went quickly and deviated his defense into his own matchup. Well, at the end of the first half, it will be Georgia who go into the halftime break with a 4-point cushion. They've been excellent so far. Neither team really have capitalized from the perimeter. Only 2 3-pointers in this game, and those indeed have come from Duda Sanadze. Well, they both attempted 11 free throws. Serbia missing 4 of them. But Serbia, and they could very well do that this summer at the EuroBasket. Well, they'll begin the second half with first possession. Jovic now in the backcourt. So Pesic allowing Alexa Abramovic again to come off the bench. We'll try to go early here with a ball screen. Remember, Serbia yet to make a 3-point field goal. Well, there's Jovanovic. 0 for 9 now, but an offensive rebound has been secured by Dusan Veslac. Foul is on Gincheradze. Well, if you said to me that Serbia would have taken their first 9 troikas, their first 9 3-pointers, and wouldn't convert one of them, I wouldn't have believed you. Especially after the showcase that they, along with Finland, put on at the Espoo Metro Arena. Jovic penetrates. Can't finish. Tippin still no good. Julovic now has the possession. Almost 40 seconds played here in this third quarter. Jovic makes a tough pass. Intercepted. Julovic comes up with it. But a foul is going to be called against Duda Sanadze. That's the case. Sanadze's got to secure that ball, and in the end picks up a very clumsy foul. And that's his third personal foul, so that's a bit of a worry for Coach Djikic. Jovic being heavily defended. Serbia's not got a lot of time left. Jovanovic has got to make something happen. And there's another 3. And finally, Serbia get their first troika. Well, it just came from Dusan Veslac. And that cuts it down to a 1-point deficit. Well, it took 10 attempts. 10 attempts to get that first 3-pointer. Sanadze pump fakes. Kickball violations. And that's going to be a reset of the 14 for Georgia. There's a pump fake. Probably could have drawn a foul there against Veslac. First troika of the game. First troika, I say, out of 10 attempts. Well, every great team has to ride a storm. Georgia lead by 1. Missing this, and now Serbia can take the lead for the first time since the opening 2 points. Jovic penetrates. Foul's going to be called on the ground, so that's going to be possession to Serbia. Second team foul against Georgia here in the second half. Well, that foul's going to be against. Yeah, it's on Chikidze. That's his just losing balance. I think he's going to leave the game because Ratty Andronikashvili is going to sub in. Well, 4 points to 9 for Andronikashvili. 0 at the moment for Oshikidze. Jovic almost loses balance. Georgia's only got 1 foul to give. Oh, he goes for another 3. Can't get it. Julovic battling for the offensive board. 19 goes in, and he almost gets the and-1. And you like the fight here from the young 19-year-old. Foul is going to be called against Giorgi Korsantia. That's against Korsantia. And that's also his third personal foul. And there you can see Coach Djikic saying to his players, come on, you can work hard, but you've also got to work smart as well. Well, the young 19-year-old just be given a polite reminder of dress code here in the EuroBasket qualifiers. Must tuck in your shirt. As Julovic makes the first free throw. Well, he knows he's got a very talented national team to work with. Kosilias Zoros, the former coach from Greece who did coach Georgia. Well, again, Veslac just going in for second chance points. And giving Serbia a 2-point lead. 5 points already for Veslac, all coming here in the third quarter. Korsantia kicks out. Sinadze's got 2 threes. And he's unable to make that one. Serbia looking for that biggest lead of the game. Now Jovic penetrates. Kicks out. Trifanovic now down the middle. Goes in. Simply undeniable. Tough play by Uroš Trifanovic. First time Serbia have had a 2-possession lead in this game is Borjanadze. Looking for a back to the basket post up. Jovic coming for a double team. And that's going to be Serbia's first team foul here in the 3rd quarter. Fouls on Dusan Veslac, excuse me. And that's the 2nd personal. Well, look at this by Uroš Trifanovic, excuse me. Very dominant going to that right hand on a penetration. Well, Georgia just throwing it away. And a very poor inbound play. Serbia now potentially could build on the momentum they've had as Julovic thought about taking the 3-pointer. And now Jovic trying to work around a screen. Well, he'll try one. Still Serbia just can't find any consistency from downtown. And what this allows is Georgia to stay with a bit of belief they can hang in there. Sinadze looking to throw down to Beka Borjanadze. But now he's got to isolate his something. Sinadze baseline. Well, went to dish it off, and now Serbia have numbers. Jovic is going to go all the way, and he missed a layup. Well, it was a 2-on-1. And smart defense by Georgia. Well, this game definitely has seen a few back and forth, but Serbia have the 2-possession lead. They can't capitalize. As Julovic is going to get called for the foul, and that's going to be a 2nd personal and 2nd team foul against Serbia. That's an intelligent seal-off by Beka Borjanadze. Sinadze curls a screen, takes a quick one, and that's too short. Well, they're going to have to find other ways to get buckets. Serbia's defense proving too tough to break down for Georgia at the moment. And with respect to Georgia, they don't quite have as much depth as Serbia to rotate through the bench. You're having Duda Sinadze on 3 fouls. If you're Serbia, you want to make him pick up the 4th one. Trifanovic now getting a handoff. Finds Jovic. There's the alley-oop, and Lakunac. Good night. Big time play. Well, Koprivica. You knew it was coming. Well, now Borjanadze tries the mid-range, and he tucks that one away. And that just calms down the bleeding for Georgia. Nice little finish. Another penetration by Julovic. Now goes to Koprivica. There's a kick out. Oh, it's going to be a turnover. Androni Kashvili comes up with it and finishes. Wow. Goes in with a high sky layup. I felt he was going to jam that one. Cutting it down to a 2-point deficit, a 4-0 run from Georgia. Julovic spins, bumps, can't finish. And Georgia comes up with it. Jincharadze. Well, what happened there? Jincharadze is going to be infuriated, but I think Borjanadze just lost control of it. And I'll tell you why that's disappointing, because Borjanadze got ahead. Watch Jincharadze. Well, here we go. Kraj Koprivica, King Koprivica with the alley-oop. Havala, big time play, brate. Throw it down, big man. Incredible. Well, now we're under 4.5 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Well, Only 8 turnovers in the game for Serbia, but 14 for Georgia. That last one coming from Borjanadze, which could have seen this game tied up at 37 apiece. Jovic kicks out. Another 3 by Beslats. And only one 3-pointer. And we're almost near the 4th quarter. That's incredible here for Serbia. It's now we're under 4 minutes. No foul called. It's going to be an out-of-bounds violation. So good defense by Balsa Kobarevica. Well, you could argue Sandro Sanadze probably got bumped. Jerovic maybe. Oh no, that's good defense. And from that angle, that's an excellent no call. It's now Alexa Abramovic coming back in the game for Serbia. Abramovic under pressure, defended by Sanadze. And a reach in by Gincheradze. He's got to be careful. Well, he's a great competitor, no doubt about it. We saw that at the EuroBasket in Tbilisi almost 3 years ago, but that's a foul clear as daylight. And the problem with that foul, you just send Serbia to the free throw line. Well, Hadian Lakic now at the charity stripe here for Serbia, missing the first one. Because had some good moments in that win against Finland. 12 minutes in that game, but it was the intangibles that he enabled his team, well, helped his team in the 3rd quarter. And that was the run they made to go on and win. Second free throw good. Well, another change coming in for Coach Djikic's team is now Luka Maziashvili subbing into the game for the first time. Well, he hasn't played here in the qualifiers, so it is his debut in the 2025 EuroBasket campaign qualifiers. That's going to pick a pop here with Borjanadze. And that's going to be the 13th foul against Serbia. And it's on Lakic. That's only his first personal foul. And that's the benefit of doing that high pick and roll. And there you can see a wide open Ilya Londaridze. And Borjanadze didn't get the ball to him. Well, they try to go quickly there with Maziashvili. Still has the ball in his hands. Goes for a tough. Went for the shot there, was unable to finish, and now Serbia have numbers. Goes in, finishes, counted, and Abramovic is going to the free throw line to potentially make this a 6-point ball game. The foul is on Rati Andronikashvili. Well, good hands by Nakic, and Alexa finishing. Tough finish. That was inevitable as soon as Rati Andronikashvili went in for the reach. 8 points tonight here for Abramovic. Can go up to 9 if he makes this free throw. And that's good. 6-point lead currently here to Serbia. Maziashvili trying to play point guard. Borjanadze now looking for a handoff. Georgia's got to build something in their offense. Well, Maziashvili down the middle. Well, it's getting a call for a traveling violation. Probably should have kicked that one out in the corner, as he did have a wide open Sandro Sanadze. Well, there's the penetration, great work, but Sanadze wide open. You can't see him there, but on the left side, that would have been a high percentage attempt from the perimeter. Samanic looking to throw down. This is good rotation defense by Georgia, but can they hang in there? Well, Abramovic steps back, goes for a 3-pointer. And Serbia have struggled tonight from the perimeter. 1 out of 13. Well, the pick and pop from the mid-range. The bank's not open. Wow, it goes out of bounds. Borjanadze probably could have collected that one. Well, another change coming in for Coach Pesic's team. Yes, indeed, it will be the return of the big man, Uroš Plavšić. Just over 2 minutes here in the third quarter. Nice give and go down the middle. Maziashvili, well, standing strong. Great defense against Mario Nakic. Serbia just can't seem to run away with this. Georgia just hanging in there. But a very stagnant offense. They need a little bit more movement off the ball. Maziashvili finds Borjanadze, puts up a tough contested three, and that's only the fourth three-pointer of the game. And the third one for Georgia. The other two came from Dudasanadze. And a foul has been called, so free throws coming up for Uroš Plavšić. And this one's against Ilija Londaridze. Well, not a bad foul because Plavšić missed his early two free throws. Well, he was a part of the national team last summer that won the bronze medal at the Paris Olympics, and he missed again. Well, 26 years of age, as mentioned, currently playing in the Turkish Basketball Super League. He's currently on loan from Crvena Zvezda. Well, the referees are just going to have a polite word with players to remain in position. And also, Uroš Plavšić to say, hey, come on. Last game of the EuroBasket qualifiers. Let's finish this one on a note. You're both going this summer. Remember, both teams had already qualified coming into this game, as this one's only about basketball supremacy. Another missed free throw attempt. Well, Serbia tonight have missed 8 free throws collectively as a team. And now they give away their final team foul with 1:22 to go, and it's on Plavšić. So any more fouls, both teams will go to the free throw line. And it is the three-point deficit. Trifanovic coming back in the game. As Mario Nakic will go to the bench. Well, he got to get open. That was a screen. There's a kick out. Borjanadze made his last three, and he ties the game up. Beka Borjanadze. 2 big three-pointers, giving Georgia a 6-0 run. And Coach Pesic calls timeout. That 6-point lead disintegrated so quickly. Well, big Beka Borjanadze giving Georgia, the Sakaverto Army, a little bit of hope, knowing that they are qualified already for the EuroBasket, but they want to come and destroy the party. Well, use that QR code and download the official FIBA EuroBasket app. Download it on your smartphone, tablet, or Android to get all the best news, highlights, and stats that matter to you as we head into the 2025 FIBA EuroBasket. But now let's go and listen to head coach Svetislav Pesic.
Gledaj ovde, Grifo, tu se na mestu. Idemo jako, da vidimo tu možemo i tu, a ti se podigni gore. Ajmo na skok, posle šuta.
Well, 1:17 to go in the third quarter. Nothing separating these two teams. Serbia did have a 6-point lead only moments ago before Beka Borjanadze, went on a 6-0 run from the perimeter. Well, Plavšić is wide open. They don't get the ball to him. Now Trifanovic. Serbia battling for offensive rebounds, committing a foul. It's on Maziashvili. The 2 free throws coming up for Serbia. Well, they've made 1 out of their 15 attempts. That's quite a surprising stat, to say the least. There's Lakic back at the free throw line. Well, he missed his last free throw, but no problem with this one. You can't give them a 1-possession lead. The good thing for Georgia is if they play their cards right when they come up with possession, they can't have a 2-for-1. Well, he missed another one. And now Georgia, who started the second half up by 4, can now take the lead. Well, Borjanadze pump fakes. Pulls up, 15 off balance, can't get it. And I think Coach Jikic wants to keep Duda Sinadze on the bench because he does have 3 fouls. Who really at the moment has been their go-to scoring option. Lapšić now in the paint. Kicks out, finds Abramovich. Pump fakes under pressure. Just can't get the troika. And Georgia comes up with it. Now, they have numbers, but they can't take the final shot here in the 3rd quarter. Oh, they turn it over. Abramovich comes up with it, and he gives Serbia a 3-point lead. What a play by Alexa Abramovich. Well, now going into double figures, Serbia's leading scorer with 11 points. And they're not going to get it off in time, and now we'll do the end of the 3rd quarter. Well, that's what happens when the young players, the learning curve for them, they've got to learn how to take care of the basketball. Because when they could have taken the lead going into the 4th quarter, now Georgia and Serbia here in the 2025 FIBA EuroBasket qualifiers. Both teams will be heading this summer. Well, it's going to be a very exciting FIBA EuroBasket. Europe's continental competition, the 42nd edition of the infamous competition that happened first in 1935. Because you want to know who first won it? It was Latvia. Well, there's a kick out. Sinadze wide open. Can't get the 3s. Lapšić just battling for the rebound. Well, Lapšić, Lakic, Bonisius, Sinanic, along with Alexa Abramovich and Uroš Trivanovic on the floor at the moment here for Serbia. Trying to extend on this little lead they have. Well, Sinanic, pick, pop. 2nd troika for Serbia. And that gives them a 6-point cushion. And Borisha. Well, he set that ball screen, popped out, and he only had one thing on his mind. Well, it's going to be an offensive foul. Well, Georgia very much unchanged. But now they are going to make a change. You see, Mondaridze will be leaving the game, I believe. That's the legal screen against Mondaridze. Well, troika mode coming. Could this be the 4th quarter where Serbia light it up? And that's 4 personal fouls against Mondaridze. Wow, Lapšić almost saved that one. And Kashvili. Nice hesitation. That foul's going to be on the ground against Lakic. That's a nice little fake out there by Ratzi. Now I just wonder. They called it on the ground, so you can see the call was made by referee Gata Salins. Wasn't quite in the 1-2 step to go for a layup. Ratzi now coming off the screen. Straight off the bench, goes for a quick 3. It's way off the mark. Kashvili not making himself a threat, not looking to score at any points. Oh, goes for the nutmeg. In and around, what a time, got to finish. That would have been the play of the qualifiers. We had a nutmeg and a beautiful time. Well, they go to another pick and roll here with Kashvili. Pick and pop, tough pass. There's a crossover, there's a finish. And Georgia still have a bit of belief that they can hang in there. Two-possession ball game. The game has no meaning in terms of teams trying to qualify. It's simply about basketball supremacy. Abramovich, step back, takes a troika. Troika time! second three-pointer here in the fourth quarter for Serbia. And the first one for Abramovic. And Giorgi avoids the block, and he cuts it down to a 5-point ball game. 8 points tonight here for Ratti and Giorgi. Plavšić had to recover there on the ball screen, but that time Borjanadze just got beat to the spot. Well, there was the first one. Well, that's actually the foul, excuse me. Here we go. Well, could it be Troika time here in Belgrade? They want to remain undefeated. Well, Jovic is going to come back in the game. Alexa Abramovic, tough game tonight, but he's been outstanding. 14 points. He's made all his field goals from inside the rainbow. 1 out of 5 from the perimeter. Jovic now gets this one back. On the kick out, they go for another one. And now Lakic for the Troika. 3 Troikas here in the fourth quarter. Serbia, they are beginning to light it up as they have an 8-point lead. And Giorgi, I think that's going to be a foul against Lakic. Second team foul against Serbia with under 7 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Well, he did a great job to recover after losing his balance. As now Duda Sanadze comes back into the game. Sanadze is currently playing in Greece. He's playing for Esperos Lamias. There's also Chicharadze checking back into the game. Of course, prior to playing in Greece, Sanadze was playing in Mexico. The Halcones de Salapa. He's a quite an experienced basketball player. Chicharadze. Down low, nice pass and a good finish. Well, good hands by Giorgi Korsantia. It's back to a 6-point deficit. Georgia's got to hang in there, but they've got to play defense. Serbia finding that confidence from Troika land. Nice give and go, Trifanovic. Catches at a tough angle. Now Lakic. Time winding down. Well, there's the cut from the young fella. And he gets the drop. Oh, Bogolub Markovic only just subbed into the game. Well, he represented Serbia in the summer 2023 at the Under-18 European Championship, winning the gold medal. Now Giorgi looking for an ISO. Oh, they almost turn it over. Well, goes himself, goes. Ah, it's got to be an M1, surely. Unless. Was the foul called on the ground? Well, I think that's going to get called on the ground. If not, that should be an @1, but I'm pretty sure that's good. Well, I think Duda Sanadze is asking the question. So the basket will not count. But it does mean 2 free throws are coming up here for Georgia. Chicharadze now also asking the question. Super Mario Nakic, only 2 points tonight, subbing in as both Trifanovic and Plavšić go to the bench. A big man Koprivica back in the lineup. Well, Giorgi Korsantia now at the free throw line, missing the free throw. Because at this stage, when you're chasing the game, you've got to be able to make your free throw shots. Currently playing for BC Kultaisi in the Georgian Super League. Second one, no good. Well, a wasted opportunity for Georgia to cut it down to a 6-point deficit. And there's the penetration. Markovic, pump fakes. And draws the 3rd team foul against Georgia. It's on Beka Borjanadze. Bogolub Markovic, he's a very highly rated youngster. It's another one. He's only 19 years of age, also playing for KK Mega Baskets. Jovic now coming up one screen. There's the alley-oop, and again missing the connection. And that was set up for King Koprivitsa's second alley-oop. But just couldn't make the connection. Still plenty of time left here for Georgia. Wow, getting away with the travel perhaps. Borjanadze, pump fakes. Puts the ball on the ground. Little floater, can't get it. Offensive rebound. And Georgia staying in the game with second chance points. Great work by Giorgi Korsantia. Just this game, you may think nothing to play for, both going to the EuroBasket, but it's simply the hunger, the will to want to be the best. And that's the final team foul to give away. That's on Giorgi. And unfortunately, his night is over. He fouls out. Had no choice but to commit that foul. And that's a big loss for Serbia, for Georgia, excuse me. Well, he hasn't scored tonight, Giorgi. He's had a tough game. Koprivitsa wants a post up. That's good post defense. Another three goes flying. Can't get it. Georgia comes up with it. Still plenty of time. Only 6 points of separation. Final game for these two teams. Remember, Serbia undefeated here in the qualifiers. Well, Korsantia's got to shoot this one. That's going to be a 24-second violation. Well, in that case, due to Sanadze, the second leading scorer behind Borjanadze, he's got to go get the ball. Because with no Giorgi in the floor, you don't have that playmaker. Under 4 minutes, Serbia trying to hang on. Now they get the switch on defense. Koprivitsa, good hands in the corner. Well, they come up with a steal. Now Georgia cut it down to a two-possession ball game, and a foul's been called. Well, the foul is on. It's on Arijan Lakic. Well, good interception, good anticipation here by Ochakidze. Well, they gotta make these free throws. Well, he's currently teammates, indeed, with Londaritze, and also teammates with, teammates with Giorgi Korsantia at BC Kotaisi in Georgia. He's unable to make the second one. Wow. Georgia have missed too many free throws here in the fourth quarter. And had they converted all of them, this would be a one-possession ball game. And that takes the deflection, goes out of bounds. It's one thing you've got to credit Coach Jikic for, his teams defensively. They've always been very organized. For the most part, they've done a good job of trying to contain Serbia tonight. Markovic dumped out, good interception. And another steal here for Georgia. But can they convert? Finding Duda Sanadze, who does have 12 points. Georgia just don't have the spacing on the floor. Goes down the middle, avoids the block, no foul call, good defense. And here comes Serbia. We got Koprivitsa wide open, but in the end, here we go. Foul counted, going to the free throw line. And that time, that man, Arijan Lakic, just was left the free opening. The runway of Belgrade. And they had no choice but to foul him. Well, a timeout's going to be called. I believe this is by Coach Jikic. He wants to talk it over. His team potentially could be trailing by 8 with 2:55 to go here in the fourth. Final game of the 2025 FIBA EuroBasket qualifiers. Let's go down to the Georgia bench. Well, if it's one thing that's really affected Georgia in this game is the fact that they just haven't been clinical enough in transition. They've only made 4 3-pointers. 2 of those have come from Beka Borjanadze, who's their leading scorer, and the other 2 have come from Duda Sanadze, the second leading scorer. Well, they do have 8 points coming from Rati Andronikashvili. But again, this team, knowing that they've done the job, that 2-point win against Denmark has now taken them, indeed, to their 7th consecutive FIBA EuroBasket. You got to think, from 2005 to 2009, they struggled in the earlier qualification systems. They were always stuck in Division B, could never find a way to qualify. But since 2011, Georgia's been there. They've always been at the EuroBasket. Of course, the last EuroBasket, the only win they had was against Turkey at home in Tbilisi, but they failed to get out of the group stage. They couldn't go to Berlin. Of course, the disappointing thing for Georgia in that EuroBasket was the defeat against Bulgaria in the final game against Montenegro. 1 free throw coming up here for Lakic. And he missed. Well, Serbia's free throw shooting tonight, it's not been great either. They've only hit 11 out of 21. And Andronikashvili back on the floor for Georgia. On that final foul, Onchi Kidze fouling out. Time winding down. Rati down the middle. Got to go up with it. Hangs in the air and he gets that one. And now indeed, he becomes the 4th Georgian player to get into double figures. Cutting it down to a 5-point deficit. Georgia hanging in there. Well, Serbia's got to be patient. Have to build something, but time's winding down. Lakic kicks out. Deep Troika coming. Troika, Troika, Troika. It has been the Troika 4th quarter. And Super Mario Nakic. 7 points. Borjanadze. Now he's going to have to go up against the young Markovic. Has to go. Gets rejected. 19 years old. Blocking the experienced Beka Borjanadze. Well, now Markovic, he'll go for a 3. Almost got it. Rebound secured. Georgia's got to be quick. Not a lot of time. Sanadze penetrates, turns it over. And that's kind of how this 4th quarter's gone for Georgia. Well, here we go. Here we go. And the tip-in is good. And indeed, Serbia have their first double-digit lead of the game. And it comes to a tip-in. Well, there was a 3-pointer. And the simple hand of Dusan Milicic. Well, there it is. What time is it in Belgrade? It is Troika time. They have simply lit this. And look at this. Young Markovic with the block. Well, it was only 3 summers ago he was eliminated from the Under-17 World Cup by the United States of America in the quarterfinals, and now making his professional time in not only with Mega Baskets but also with the national team. Oh, Georgia down by 10, no fouls to give. As mentioned, coming into this game, both teams had already qualified for the EuroBasket. And the simple matter of the fact is Serbia have shown their basketball excellence. They'd only hit 1 3-pointer going into the 4th quarter, but 4 big troikas, in my mind, may just close this game out for them. The fans say there, it's had a tough one to say the least, but nonetheless, you know, these Serbian players, they're also fighting for their position to get onto that roster coached by Svetislav Pesic. It's a very competitive national team, I'll tell you that right now. Borjanadze pump fakes. Another kick out finds But it's going to be an offensive foul. As Andronikashvili was trying to throw it back down to the big fella. .2 seconds left. And both teams have led by as many as 10 points. And there's a foul. So Serbia now have a chance to have their biggest lead. As Andronikashvili gets called for the reach-in. It's not his natural position, Adrian Lakic. Given the circumstances, he is going to play point guard. Also currently playing professionally here in the Serbian league. He plays for, again, there's only two big teams here in Belgrade. If you look around this arena here at the Sala Pionir, the Alexander Nikolic Hall, you'll find fans either wearing red and white or black and white. And he plays for that team, that infamous team that plays in black and white. And they share the same home arena that was the host venue of the 2024 Basketball Champions League Final Four. To give Serbia the biggest lead of the game. Well, Mate Katiashvili check into the game for the first time for Georgia. Final seconds on the shot clock. Korsantia goes for post-up. Nice move. But it's all a consolation at this point here for Georgia. Well, what can Serbia build on this final play? Trying to build something. There's a kick out. Mario heavily defended, puts it up, doesn't get it, and can't secure the rebound. Well, basketball fans, the 2025 FIBA EuroBasket qualifiers have finished. Serbia remain undefeated, and both teams will be heading to the 42nd edition of the FIBA EuroBasket this summer. Both Serbian coaches Alexander Djikic and Svetislav Pešić shake hands. But as it stands, Serbia remain undefeated, and they'll be looking in a quest to get their championship this summer. Well, Georgia had already qualified after defeating Denmark earlier here in the window. And again, they continue to be at every EuroBasket. And after struggling to qualify from 2005 to 2009, they haven't missed a EuroBasket since 2011. Well, Serbia's 4 3-pointers in the fourth quarter sealed the deal for them. That gave them the lead. They trailed throughout the bulk of this game. They lost the rebound and the assist count. But Georgia, unfortunately, too many turnovers to say the least. Well, it was Beka Borjanadze who led all scorers of 17. Alexa Vramovic had it 14. Only player for Serbia to get into double digits. But Serbia have done it. They have qualified already. Well, they did that in the second window. They've remained undefeated, as have Georgia. Well, we're going to take a look at the highlights very soon. And we'll see both these two teams at the 42nd edition of the 2025 FIBA EuroBasket. It's going to be a very competitive one, I can tell you that. Well, Georgia applauding their traveling fans who made the long journey from their home country, Sakaverto. The translation of Georgia in their beautiful local language, one of the oldest languages in the world. Well, one way to describe the fourth quarter, Borisa Samatovic got it going early. The Troika land. Coach Pešić, cool and calm throughout this game. Well, here was a nice take down the middle. And did. Korsantia had some good moments in this game this evening. Of course, also had 12 points. Joint second top scorer along with Duda Sanadze. Well, here's a nice move by Rati Andronikashvili. And at one point, Georgia could have tied the game up. They could have found themselves back in this one here in the fourth, but the Troika time proved too much to handle here tonight for Georgia in the fourth quarter. For great work by Giorgi Korsantia, getting offensive rebounds, and the putbacks were good. Well, you got to think, after that big victory against Denmark, and of course some of the key players that will be with Georgia this summer, as well as Serbia too. I mean, both teams, they've got some of the world's very best. Well, that will do it. It's all over here in Group G. It's been a very competitive group, to say the least. Denmark, Finland, Georgia, and Serbia. And as it stands, Serbia, Georgia, and Finland will be the 3 teams that head to the 2025 FIBA EuroBasket. Finland finished in 3rd position. Only 1 victory here in the qualifiers, but they are one of the joint host nations. Serbia topped the group and have been excellent throughout, winning all 6 of their games, while Georgia finishing with a 500 record of 3-3. Well, all roads finish here tonight. The road to the EuroBasket is complete. All teams have qualified, along with the 4 hosts of Cyprus, Finland, Latvia, and Poland. The final will be held in Latvia. It is going to be an incredible and a much anticipated and very exciting competitive 2025 FIBA EuroBasket. We expect you to be there, basketball fans. But for now, it's good night, goodbye, and God bless.